Good morning, you guys. This is going to be a solo episode of Aspen due to its Sunday morning, and I am going to give my reflections on the Florida shooting, which, as you guys know by now, I am educator. I'm an educator at heart. I taught preschool for 11 years, but what you guys don't know is I almost got shot again. I say again because I almost got paralyzed again in 2010 because we had a weirdo come on to our campus, and now that is no longer on campus because it's back to the music school. But we had a weirdo come on to our campus. He essentially came on to the music school campus and said, well, if you don't do what I say, I'm going to go after Country Day. And of course, Country Day got involved because at that time, the Aspen Music School and us were sharing a campus, and our campus was being renovated. This was back in 2010. And yes, the renovation is still not over. They're renovating. It's a long renovation, and I didn't realize that this would be a long renovation. So I had, as I said, I had the experience of Sandy Hook happen while I was at work. I was not at my home when I figured out Sandy Hook happened. That happened my first year of actually getting paid to teach preschool. Plus, on top of it, I believe 2 days later, we had a weirdo, I shouldn't say we had a weirdo come on to our campus and, yeah, basically go after the music school, almost come to go after us. So basically, and with everything else that's gone on, basically anyone can come on to high school and elementary school campuses and not necessarily check in at the offices, even though they should. And at my school, Country Day, we don't wear name tags. So, even though we're faculty members, we don't have name tags. We have name tags for special occasions, but other than that, we're not wearing name tags to tell who is who. And even though we're literally stuck in the woods, we're in a housing development. It's actually the same way at my own college. They are in a housing development, and my school where I teach is in a housing development, even though it's secluded, even though the houses are way spread apart from the campus, we're still in a housing development. So people, workers who look at those houses could easily come up with guns and do all that. And even though we had that threat back in 2010, I still think, yes. And my dad and I were talking about this yesterday, that teachers should take months off of school and go on strike because we don't get paid enough to then have on top of the stresses of school to get shot and have widows come on to the campuses and everything else. So basically, what I think from an education perspective is if you have to put metal detectors in your campuses, do so. If you have to wear badges to tell who's faculty and who's not, do so. And if you have to do what you have to do to protect those kids, do so. And unfortunately, I don't ever think if we went into lockdown, the kids would know what to do, because unfortunately we see it, but we don't necessarily have practices. And looking back on 2010 and having a wheel come on to my campus, mind you, he didn't come on to the main campus, he came on to the Temple campus. That really had an impact on my life as an educator, not necessarily as a person, but as an educator. And the fact that the Florida shooting happened on Valentine's Day, oh my God, a day that's supposed to be full of love, we get a Florida shooting. Well, anyway, we got Sandy Hook and we're still trying to recover from that. And so I just wanted to jump on here quick and say how I felt as an educator. And I'll be talking about this throughout the week. I just couldn't jump on here on Valentine's Day and say a photo student happened, because I needed to reflect on it myself as an educator and figure it out. So I will be talking about this now throughout the week. I am thinking of you guys down in Florida dealing with that, and yeah. And so this was a planned attack. So I was told basically when a student comes onto a campus, my knowledge, whether they plan the attack, and everyone has cons, and everyone has social media now, and so that's why I don't necessarily talk about the education field. I will talk about when I'm out of it, but that's why you never heard me talking about teaching preschool. I'm trying to protect myself. I'm trying to protect the families I live with. I'm also trying to protect the integrity of the school. So you will hear when I'm completely out of education me speak on how I really truly feel about education. And yeah, it's an interesting process dealing in 2018 when everyone has cars and everyone has GPS in their cars, and you can go do something icky fairly easily. I mean, you can, if you plan it, you can either do something nice or do something icky. And in this case, on Valentine's Day, they went and did something icky. So hopefully you guys have a decent understanding, and that's the first time I've admitted on the podcast that that I had that experience of a deranged person coming on the podcast, and of course I believe I would have been the first victim he was on Aspen because I left Station 9 disabled and weak. I may be strong in my heart, but I'm definitely not strong in my legs. I wish I was a little bit stronger, but we're working on it. So basically, the delayed killing when it comes after me to begin with, back in 2010, which means I would have truly got paralyzed back in 2010. And this was right after my biological mom died too, so there's one for you. And my dad didn't even know that, until we were talking about it, until last night that I had a widow come on my campus. I had a girlfriend up here almost get kidnapped. I almost got kidnapped by the same person, and it's like we were young at the time when this kidnapper did what he did. We saved ourselves, but in a sense, when a weirdo comes on to any campus, whether it be middle school, high school, college, there's nothing that you can actually do because you need to protect yourself. You need to protect other students around you. The professors need to protect you. So if you guys are at schools and you guys need to talk to me or talk to anyone, please do so. And if those teachers who are listening out there need to implement metal detectors, please do so, and definitely implement name tags. I think we all should implement name tags, but that's just my opinion. So, yeah, that's what I feel about the Florida season. I feel like it's icky. I feel like, yeah, we shouldn't be dealing with this on Valentine's Day, and then we have the student office who doesn't care. So that's another whole story in itself. My feelings on Donald Trump, and you guys know I'm not the biggest Donald Trump supporter in the world. I'm also not the biggest let's have guns and use them supporter in the world. No, maybe I'll do a mental podcast on how I feel about Donald Trump as soon as I get out of education. Yeah, I'll probably do that. So I just wanted to jump on here and give you my feelings, and I hope you guys enjoy the solo episode. Bye, you guys.